Hello, welcome to Love at Home with Kim. Today I'm going to share with you my 21st up to 23rd week of pregnancy symptoms, as well as some belly shots for your reference. So as usual, I'm going to put all my signs and symptoms in my notebook and I'm just going to read some of them to you. So for the 21st week, I experienced back pain, ankle pain, hip pain, and I easily get tired with walking. So a lot of people say that on the second trimester, they feel a burst of energy. So I kind of felt that burst of energy, but at the same time, I also felt some pain in different parts of my body, so that's kind of contradicting, but yeah, I'm still able to do a lot of chores even though I was experiencing that kind of pain. And this was also the time that I've been feeling baby kicks a lot more often, particularly later at night, like 12 o'clock in the evening or 12 a.m. But I also have this lower abdominal pain. So if you have a low-lying placenta and the lower abdominal pain gets, really bad, I suggest you also call your doctor or your midwife and consult about that because it might be a concerning issue. I also experienced sore breasts at this time, and I also got overly emotional over a camera equipment. I know it's kind of shallow, but I usually wouldn't cry about that, but during this week I was just really bawling my eyes out over one small equipment that I could have just gotten for like $7 on Amazon. But it was just so funny whenever I remember it. And lastly, I've experienced some sort of tightening on my belly. So I wasn't really sure, since I'm a first-time mom, I wasn't sure if those are contractions, but it kind of felt like contractions to me. On my 22nd week, I experienced a lot of gas and burping, and as usual, I'm still very emotional during this week, and I think this was a time that I just cried a lot because I felt like my husband didn't have time to talk to me or was too stressed at work, and on weekends he would still work and do a lot of errands and stuff for a lot of personal errands that doesn't include me. So I kind of felt that I was left behind and I was getting like leftovers of his time. So it made me feel very alone, especially that I don't really have my direct family here in the US, because a lot of them, or all of them, are actually in the Philippines. So I felt alone at that time. But eventually I got over it. And I also had experienced firm upper belly contractions on my 22nd week. So my upper belly felt a little bit hard, and I'm quite positive that it was a contraction, but it didn't last long and it was actually quite painless. It just became a little bit hard. On my 23rd week, this was actually the time that my husband was able to feel the baby kick for the very first time. So on the previous weeks, like on my 18th, 19th, 20th, etc., I'm the only one who would feel the baby kick from the inside. But since the baby grew, a bit bigger during this time, my husband, whenever he would touch my belly, there were times that he would actually feel the baby kick, which is, a very special moment for the both of us. So at least he can also get to experience being part of the journey too. And I also had my checkup during this week. So I gained about 11 pounds from my pre-pregnancy weight. So during this week, I am 151 pounds. because my pre-pregnancy weight was 139 pounds. And my blood pressure was still normal at 89/53. And I also experienced different kinds of pain again during this week, which is knee pain, ankle pain, back pain, slight period pains, just very slight. And I also experienced some slight pain on the bikini line. The bikini line, like the line below your belly, where women would usually have their C-section. So that part kind of felt like some sort of pain. So I think that pain is also related to the stretching of your belly as your belly gets bigger. So on my 23rd week, I also experienced a lot of heartburn and indigestion. So I had to always stand up straight or sit up straight whenever I finish eating, or even hours after eating, so that the food will not go up my throat again. And I think during this time, I had sore throat and dry cough as well, but I don't think it's because of anything serious, you know. But I think it was because of all the heartburn that I've experienced that it kind of damaged my throat whenever food would try to reach up my esophagus and then my throat, that caused me to have this sore throat. And when I have sore throat, it would irritate it and will translate into dry cough. But luckily, we have planted calamansi in our backyard. So I just don't know what the English term of calamansi is, but it's basically like lemon, which is a lot smaller. It's high in vitamin C, and I just squeezed a few pieces of that and turned it into a juice and added honey, and eventually the sore throat and the cough went away immediately. Excuse me. I keep on, I don't know, burping and stuff. So the slight pain that I have experienced on my upper belly felt like I have to poo, but I don't. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe it's also contraction. So during this week, I think I had like 1 or 2 contractions for the last 7 days, which is not really bad, but it's your body trying to practice for the actual labor. This was also the time that my husband noticed that I've been breathing quite loudly. So it's like I've just been doing very little tasks, but he would notice I would breathe like that. So it was so funny because he would always crack up whenever he would hear my breathing. And this is also the time on my 23rd week that I've experienced having an itchy belly. So it's also because my belly is expanding because the baby is growing. And I told my sister about this because she also got pregnant before. She has a kid now. And I was telling her, oh my gosh, my stomach is so itchy, blah, blah, blah. And she said, don't scratch it. You might have stretch marks. And I said, oh, okay. So I just kept on putting this oil called Palmer's oil. It kind of soothes the itchiness, and they say it helps with stretch marks as well. But you can't really control stretch marks because it's genetic. And my mom had stretch marks back then, so I believe that I will also have that too. And you know, to be honest, I don't really mind the stretch marks. I also experienced some underbelly pain in my left side, and I think it's also a part of round ligament pain. And that is all. That is all I have for you today for my 21st to 23rd week of pregnancy symptoms. So let me know in the comment section down below if you also experienced the same thing or something different too. And please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps my channel grow, and you know, it helps your girl. It makes me feel better. As well as subscribe to my channel for more content on pregnancy hauls, cleaning motivation, cooking motivation, gardening, and all of that good stuff every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!